Hello, everyone. Welcome to Web3 Live with the Crypto Evangelist. And today we are going to talk about a lot of things today. Like, so many things have happened in the world of cryptocurrencies, and we are going to be exploring a lot of things that have happened in recent. I started out with the token spotlight today, just to highlight the role of our main sponsor, FS Crypto News, which has made it possible for us to be able to have this show live and ensuring that we're able to achieve some of the things that we need to achieve. So part of the things that we're going to be discussing today, we're going to be talking about Bitcoin. We're going to be talking about the things that are like what has been happening in the crypto space. We're going to be exploring a lot of things in the market, and it's very, very important to note that the crypto market has shown different signs of growth, and in the past 24 hours we've seen the price of Bitcoin going recovering, and showing lots of improvement recently. Bitcoin blast 205,000. The 105% surge is not really in the price. It's just basically in the market. The market has been showing good signs, showing that there is a lot of potentials, and a lot of people are excited about the market. Many people are saying that the price of Bitcoin could hit significant milestones, and it's quite important that we're able to explore today and analyze what's happening in the market, do our normal market analysis, token spotlight, and see what's happening for with Bitcoin, and trying to explore the entire experience for cryptocurrencies for Bitcoin. Obviously, I'm going to also be streaming this live on TikTok to provide people on TikTok, those on YouTube, the opportunity to be able to watch us live, and also contribute their experiences to this. So let's look at what's happening in the crypto space with our first part, which is the Web3. We're looking at the news, what's happening in the crypto space, and we know that the price of Bitcoin has shown impressive growth in the last 24 hours. We've seen a rebound, which was expected because last time we had this call, that was 2 days ago, the price of Bitcoin was as low as 100 and as low as 98K, with the price hovering around the region, which was not like impressive. But in the last 24 hours, we've seen what has happened. From here, you can see that Bitcoin has surged beyond 105K in the last 24 hours. We've been able to um, check some of the things that have happened in the market. The market is showing good signs, and one of the things that we've seen so far is that there has been like significant price dip. We're in the period of the market whereby there's a lot of activities in the market with prices going up and down. But Bitcoin has been able to like rebound recently, and we can also see that there has been a lot of development in terms of institutions. We are seeing CEO Michael Saylor of MicroStrategy has also indicated that Bitcoin is going to like go higher, and the surge of Bitcoin is not just due to institution buying, it also reflects like broader market trends and technological advancements. And we all know that Bitcoin has a limited token supply, right? And this is one of the things that we can see that has like made the market the way it is. We've seen that Bitcoin is showing signs. We've seen key players involved in the price shift. We've seen investors, ETF issuers like BlackRock issuing their Bitcoin ETFs via the iShares BTC Trust. We've also seen that the long-term implication of this surge could also be linked to what has happened in the US. We know that Iran and Israel have been having their mini war, and Donald Trump has been able to secure a truce, even though many people are saying that the truce is not really a major truce. But we've seen that the market has responded positively to it, and there's a lot of expectations in the market, with many people saying that the price of Bitcoin could hit significant milestones. And this current spike that has happened with Bitcoin, I would largely say it was expected, because when anytime the market goes down, we always see that the price of Bitcoin tends to like come up back. And today's prices shows that this development has actually occurred. And then unsurprisingly, there are a lot of like market sentiments about Bitcoin. We're also going to check subsequently, we are going to look at some of the some of the things in the later session here on what we should be expecting in the cryptocurrency space. So let's look at the next thing that we have here, which is basically looking at a point of history that has happened in the last 24 hours. And one of that is that Texas, the state of Texas, has um, has instituted the first Bitcoin strategic reserve, and that development happened yesterday. Texas became the first state in the first state in the U.S. to create a publicly funded Bitcoin reserve. So when you think of it, it's really really crazy that we are seeing the adoption. States like Texas are looking to adopt Bitcoin, and it's it's quite impressive. Obviously, Texas is a Republican state, and they've been pushing for adoption. We've seen in the US there's been that move for adoption, and unsurprisingly, Texas is one of the states that has pushed to that, and they passed the regulatory bill. Some that was last year, but they've been able to like make it better by taking a step, and Texas becomes like the third major state in the US to pass that law. And these are some of the things that increases the bullishness of Bitcoin, because you are going to see that the price of Bitcoin is going to respond to these developments. And we know that other states like New Hampshire, Arizona have passed similar laws. However, Texas has taken this a step further by funding the Texas Strategic Bitcoin Reserve with $10 million allocation. And the new initiative actually stands out because it's operating independently compared to other development whereby the government regulates it. So it's not surprising. And to track the performance, the government will release a comprehensive report detailing the fund holdings every 2 years. And we are seeing that development whereby there's a lot of institutional funding into cryptocurrencies. We are seeing that there's a lot of developments in that way. We are seeing governments entering into Bitcoin, entering into cryptocurrencies, looking to like invest, putting funds into digital assets. And our third news for today is more or less like we're going to talk about XRP. Most people know that XRP is one of the top cryptocurrencies, even though sometimes it used to behave like a stable coin before. I used to tell my XRP friends that they've been holding XRP for long, and I used to wonder that won't they not move to other cryptocurrencies? But this year proved them right because the price of XRP pumped, and we've seen that there's a lot of development in XRP. But one of the strange things that tends to happen is the market movements. Recently, we've seen that there was significant withdrawals from XRP reserves with more than $12 billion worth of XRP leaving exchange platforms like Binance, Upbit, Bitfinex, and Bybit in just 1 week. That's more than 10% of the total circulatory supply that is gone from the market. And this is quite important because we actually have on-chain tools that track all these things. And when these developments happen, many people tend to like be worried, like what's happening? Because when there's a removal of supply, most times it usually indicates that the price of the token is about to plunge. Or it could be that when you see a removal of supply in the market, it could also be that there is a burn mechanism. We have cryptocurrencies that, especially proof of stake cryptocurrencies, they tend to have like what we call burning, where they burn cryptocurrencies periodically. And this tends to happen, and then you might see that the prices of cryptocurrencies tend to go down. So XRP has seen that decline, and that's one of the things that many people don't like about XRP. Some people say XRP is a centralized cryptocurrencies. That's majorly people that love Bitcoin. They always say XRP is centralized, it's not this, it's not that. But when we look at what has happened in the market, some people are saying that it could trigger a supply shock where there is not enough of the token in the market, leading to the price going higher. Why some other people are looking at it that this could be a sign for people to sell off their XRP and move into other cryptocurrencies. So it's just a tricky thing, but obviously it has not significantly impacted the price of XRP. So most likely it's just a routine withdrawal that just happened for XRP, and we are seeing that there is a lot of moves in the crypto market in the last 24 hours. So looking at that, we'll go into market watch, where we look at what's happening in the market and trying to see, doing a lot of analysis, trying to see how our analysis works, what's happening in the market, which cryptocurrencies are trending, and all that. So we're going to do our normal market watch by checking coin market cap as we normally do. I know for those that are on TikTok, they might not be able to see the screen properly, but it's just listening to what I'm saying. So with regards to the cryptocurrency market, we are seeing that Bitcoin is currently trading at about 107,000, which is quite impressive when you think about it. Considering the fact that Bitcoin was trading at around 77,000, I said around 77,000, around 97,000 just 2 days ago. But we can see that in the last 24 hours, we've seen that surge in the digital assets. And one of the things that Bitcoin has been able to show is its growth. We are seeing that there is a lot of growth within the leading cryptocurrency. And if we look at the price of Bitcoin, if we go deep into the price, we can see that the last 24 hours chart is showing that the price of Bitcoin is currently ascending. This is the 7-day chart showing the price of Bitcoin going from as low as below 100,000 that happened on the 22nd of June when the market experienced a major dip and went to 98,000. So now So that's quite impressive when you think about it in terms of it rebounding. Beyond Bitcoin, we also look at Ethereum. The price of Ethereum is hovering around 2,423, and is actually down compared to Bitcoin, but it's hovering around the mark that we expect it to be, around 2,400 to 2,500 mark. And it's not surprising because Ethereum is the leading altcoin, and most times there is always that move. When you see um, Bitcoin pump, Ethereum will definitely pump, and when you see Bitcoin dump, you might also see something similar for Ethereum, where there is that movement from both tokens, showing you that Bitcoin is usually like the biggest driver in the market, and then you have Ethereum coming after it. Another token that we'll definitely have to look at is also an interesting token that many people have interest in, and that's Solana. When you think about Solana, many people, when they hear Solana, they think about meme coins. But the thing about Solana is that Solana goes beyond meme coins, right? Even though it's definitely it's a cryptocurrency that is fast, is easy to build on, but many many projects, especially meme projects, they find it easy to launch on Solana dApps like Pump.fund, which has made it easy. We've also seen like some developments in Solana recently, and the price of Solana is is hovering around the 143 mark. I know many people bought Solana when Solana was high, but the price of Solana is one that tends to like fluctuate. We sometimes we see Solana trading at a certain spot, and then we see Solana just dipping. But that's a normal thing that we see in the market when it comes to cryptocurrencies, right? The crypto market is always like that, where there is that pump, and then you see the dump that comes immediately after it. And then we have Tron. When you think of Tron is one cryptocurrency that many people like just look at, and some people hold Tron, some people don't like Tron. Me, I'm just looking at Tron. One of the things I see about Tron is in terms of like powering its ecosystem. It has that ecosystem powering, where you have people that talk about Tron. You see different things in it, but the price of Tron is actually down at the moment. And then we look at one cryptocurrency that many people are buying, many people are investing up in it, and that's Hyperliquid. Hyperliquid is like the reigning cryptocurrency. You see a lot of discussions online on Hyperliquid. Many people are talking about Hyperliquid. And one of the things that you will notice about Hyperliquid is that the price has pumped by about 1000% in the last 1 year, as at the past 1 year. If you look at the 1 year chart, it's around 1059%. So if you bought Hyperliquid a year ago with $100, you definitely be at about $1,000. That to show you how the price has gone up within this period of time. So Hyperliquid is one cryptocurrency that many people have a lot of dream about. Many people are saying that it has the potentials to hit new milestones and all that. And it's one cryptocurrency that will definitely keep a close watch on. And another token too is that we can also look at that has shown some development recently is Litecoin. Litecoin is one cryptocurrency that is one of the oldest, but it keeps on hovering within the top 20 crypto assets. And one of the major things about Litecoin is there is this love for Litecoin in terms of its market cap, in terms of what it does. It provides fast transactions. You're able to get all those kind of like benefits from it, and that's one of the reasons why Litecoin has continued to hover within the top 20 cryptocurrencies. And then let's move over to the InfoFi platforms that we like to check in our life. And one of them is Cookie.fun. For people that don't know about Cookie.fun, Cookie.fun is a popular InfoFi platform. InfoFi platforms are platforms you can where that track activities, on-chain activities, and many people yap about projects that are launched there and they make money. I know Newton just launched their airdrop, and I know some of my friends that made a lot of money from the Newton project. So Twitter is the new home of making money in crypto. you have to like be yapping, talking about different cryptocurrency projects that have a lot of potentials. So when we look at cookie.fun, we are seeing that the cryptocurrencies that have good sentiments, we have Dog, we have Theoric, we have SEI, we have Pepe, we have MIGA, we have XRP, we have Mirror Protocol, and we have some of the cryptocurrencies that we are looking at. Fatcoin has shown a lot of potentials, but in terms of bad sentiments, we have some other coins like House and H that have bad sentiments. And one of the things about InfoFi is that InfoFi has transformed the way we think about cryptocurrencies. Before, it was just more or less like you are looking at can you earn money from cryptocurrencies, yapping on Twitter. But InfoFi platforms have like transformed the game. So, and one of the benefits of InfoFi platforms is that they give you the ability to understand what's happening in the market. So basically, I can see people joining on Twitter. I think I'm just live streaming on Twitter, but on YouTube and Facebook, you'll be able to see the full details. But on Twitter, I'm just trying to get through to the desired amount, and then I can be able to properly live stream on Twitter. So when we look at some of the things that are in that we can see on cookie.fun, we can see that looking at the mind share, Kaito has the highest mind share, which is not surprising. Kaito is the industry leader. We have Suchains, we have Yapio, we have Infinex, we have Mona. These are projects that are currently in their pre-TG. So if you do activities on those projects, you can probably like get rewarded for the projects. And then looking at the voices, I like to always check the voices. And when you think of checking the voices of it, is to know what's happening in the market, what project are people excited about. And we can see one of the top KOs is excited about Avalanche, which is Avax. We have Wale.moc, who is yapping on Kaito, talking about Arbitrum, talking about Pom.fun. And we have like good sentiments on Cookie Fun. Then we move to Kaito. Kaito is the industry leader. It's one of the most popular cryptocurrency platform. It's the biggest InfoFi platform at the moment. And we see a lot of projects launching on Kaito, like trying to do a lot of things on Kaito, right? Because Kaito is seen as the platform where that started the proper tracking. So basically, what InfoFi platforms are they are platforms that track engagement online, but they majorly use Twitter because Twitter is easy for them to plug in. So before, when projects wanted to give airdrops, the projects just give the airdrops randomly. But with InfoFi platforms, projects can actually know which people are talking about their projects, and then they can reward them accordingly. So on Kaito, we have Open Ledger, we have Humanity A and Theoric. Those are some of the platforms that have high mind share. And we have Polymarket. Polymarket's mind share is low at the moment, and we see a lot of activities there. So why if we go to the Yappa leaderboard, we should be able to see some of the projects on pre-TGE and post-TGE. You can see that for pre-TGE, there are now new projects like Wording Protocol. Yeet is also there. I know many people are yapping on Yeet. So many projects are coming up and listing on Kaito. So we are going to definitely see development from there. I think for those on TikTok, I'm sure you'll not be able to say anything on the screen, but definitely when we hit the threshold and we get verified properly for the live, in the next subsequent lives, you'll be able to see my screen and see the things that I'm presenting. And I think for Markets Watch, that's all for the Markets Watch. Then we move into our next session, which is a session that I enjoy most times, and that's Token Spotlight. Token Spotlight is sponsored by FS Crypto News, as I said, the leading Web3 news platform. And you can get the very best news. You can get the very best on FS Crypto News. And today, our Token Spotlight for today is a very unique cryptocurrency that has been existing for a long while, and many people know about it. And the cryptocurrency that we are talking about is the one and only Solana. Solana is one of the top cryptocurrencies, is one of the cryptocurrencies that has transformed a lot in the crypto space. One of the things that Solana has been able to do is to build a fast ecosystem of a fast blockchain ecosystem using its unique algorithm and its consensus called proof of history. And Solana is seen as one of the cryptocurrency that has a lot of potentials to surpass Ethereum as the leading altcoins. And one of the things about Solana that has made it great is that it has been able to have cross bridges on Binance. We can see the cross bridges across different ecosystem, and is the leader in the meme culture. Earlier in the year, when President Trump, the president of the United States, launched this token, he actually launched it on Solana, which lets you know the the key potentials of Solana and why Solana is seen as one of the major cryptocurrencies with a lot of potentials. And today we are going to be talking about a specific type of Solana token, which is the Binance pegged Solana. So the meaning of Binance pegged is that it's Solana, but it's built on the Binance ecosystem. So we have different types, just like the way USDT, when you want to transfer USDT for people that buy and sell cryptocurrencies, especially worldwide, you have to choose. You can choose between BEP20, which is Binance. You can choose between TLC20 and all that. So when it comes to networks, it's just like when you talk about Solana, Solana is the coin, right? And then when you talk about the different network is like you having Naira or dollar. The networks are like the banks. So if you want to transfer funds from one network to another, you have to ensure that you are transferring to the right network. So that's the way it works. And today we are going to be talking about Binance pegged Solana. And one of the benefits is peg mechanism. It has smart chain compatibility. It enables DeFi access. We all know that the Binance ecosystem is one of the core ecosystems. And basically, when you think of the Binance pegged Solana, it was designed to mirror the price and value of Solana and is compatible with the Binance ecosystem, just like what I said. And one of the things about it is that it is pegged one to one with native Solana. And for every Binance pegged Solana in circulation, there is a real Solana logged in Binance Reserve. So basically, Binance pegged Solana works like a stable coin. And when you know what stable coins are cryptocurrencies that are pegged to existing assets. So Binance Peg Solana is not just a copy of Solana, it's a powerful bridge that brings the strength of Solana into the fast and affordable world of Binance Smart Chain. And some of the strengths that you think of are is cross-chain compatibility. Compatibility. But let me just talk about the core features where we are first. In the core features, we know that it's built on BEP20, is pegged one to one to the native Solana, and is backed and audited by Binance. It has smart chain compatibility. You can transfer it seamlessly within the Binance ecosystem from Trust Wallet, MetaMask, and other Binance wallets. It's tradable and usable in BSC based ecosystems like staking farms, yield vaults, and exchanges, and flexibility, obviously, which is one of the major factors when you think about pegging, because one of the things that you do when you are pegging it is that you're trying to bring it into a new ecosystem and you want it to be faster. And some of the things that you look at in terms of the strengths are cross-chain utility, just like what I said initially. Binance pegged Solana gives you that cross-chain utility, it brings the value and power of Solana into the Binance ecosystem, where users can access broader DeFi services like staking, farming, and lending. Lower transaction fees, which is very important. We have DeFi integration on BSC, high liquidity and speed, and it also maintains Solana exposure. So it makes you exposed to Solana while operating on a different ecosystem. So it's just like you being exposed to Naira while you are working, like using different banks. For those that are in Nigeria, you can have Naira on different banks. So that's basically part of like a simple explanation that you can use. And if we look at the price, obviously, since it's pegged to Solana, its price is going to be the same price as Solana. And we can see that the price is about $142 as at when I did my research. And one of the things about Solana is that Solana has a lot of potentials. We know that the all-time high should be around about, I think, is it 400 or 500 for Solana. So it is currently undervalued, and there is a lot of like developments that are happening in the Solana ecosystem that keeps on making the Solana ecosystem one of the top ecosystem for people. Another thing too about it is um, the market sentiment or the community sentiment. Community sentiment is basically what people are thinking about the cryptocurrency. And one of the things that you can see about Solana ecosystem is that the community sentiment is about 85%, which shows that there's a lot of support for Solana. Many people think that the price of Solana is going to pump very soon, which is not surprising. Solana has given a lot of people a lot of money. I remember in 2021 when I was working for a cryptocurrency exchange in Nigeria, and the cryptocurrency exchange had someone there that was very high on Solana. At that time, Solana was around $3, and the guy kept on hammering about the potentials of Solana. And Solana eventually like was able to hit those milestones. So Solana is one cryptocurrency that has a very great track record of delivering, and which is quite impressive when you think about it. So that's the market sentiment. Another thing that we always look at in cryptocurrency is the fear and greed index. This gives you a different metrics for what the community is thinking about. And when you think of the fear and greed index for Solana, one of the things that you would be able to see is that there is a lot of the fear and greed index is around 39%, showing you that there is a lot of like a kind of fear in the market. There's that urge towards like fear. The market is looking like many people are not sure. They are scared because of the recent development that has happened in the crypto space. But as the oracle of Omaha, that's Warren Buffett, he made a statement which I always say most of my life. When people are greedy, be fearful, and when people are fearful, be greedy. The meaning of that is just basically that when the market is down, that's the best time to accumulate, and when the market is high, that's the best time to sell. So for those that are on TikTok, definitely you won't be able to see my screen, but in our next subsequent live, I'm working on that so that you can be able to get the full experience that those on YouTube and Facebook get based on today's live. So the next thing about the fear and greed index is that it gives you that understanding of what's happening in the market. And another thing that you can always use it to do is it can give you an idea of where the market sentiment is going. And then the next thing is we're looking at some of the major tokens in the Binance pegged ecosystem. And one of the biggest token there is BNB, so which is Binance Solana Liquidity Staking Token. And it's the official liquidity staking derivative for Solana on BSC. Many people might be thinking that what's the meaning of liquidity? In the crypto space, we talk a lot about liquidity. Liquidity just means like money, liquid money. Because cryptocurrencies are decentralized, right? There are no banks, even though we have some crypto banks that are centralized. But when it comes to liquidity, liquidity is that the way some of these decentralized exchanges work is that they incentivize people. So people come together and they put their money in a pool. Just like what's in Nigeria will say, let's assume contribution, or some people in Yoruba will call it ajo. They put their money together in a pool and they get rewarded. So when people do transactions on that pool, they make money from the transaction fees. So that's one of the tokens that you can see that it's being used. One of the benefit of BNB Solana. We also have another top token, which is the Venus protocol listing token. We also have BGSO, which is BitGet Solana. It's a derivative token from BitGet. BitGet is one of the biggest exchanges in the world, and people get rewarded from it by listing. Venus protocol. Venus is a major decentralized lending platform, and it has added Binance Peg Solana to its core pool for lending and borrowing. And we have Sol Layer. It's also a multi-exchange staking protocol on Solana, and is one project that also like gives a lot of um like benefits to holders. And obviously, when we think of the biggest markets for Solana, we know the big boys are there. talking about Binance, we're talking about Bybit, we're talking about Upbeat, we're talking about OKX, BitGet, Mexi, and Gates.io. Those are some of the big projects. And then when we look at the X sentiments, I always like checking X sentiments. For people that don't understand what X sentiment is, we know Twitter was bought by Elon Musk a few years ago and he renamed it X. So we just want to know what's happening on Twitter. Because Twitter is the home of cryptocurrencies. If you are serious about doing crypto, beyond watching videos on TikTok and YouTube, you always have to go on Twitter, or you have to go to a platform that gives you like some of the information that is happening there so that you can understand what's happening. So some of the things that you'd see, these comments from Mr. 305 says Solana's price makes absolutely zero sense right now. It reminds me of Bitcoin at 22K in 2023. That's very crazy. Yeah, the price of Bitcoin was 22,000 in 2023. So for those people that bought then, they are definitely maybe 4x profits. And yeah, sometimes when you see the prices of cryptocurrencies and you just feel that it makes no sense, right? Especially if you're someone that does a lot of research, you've read about it and you're like, no, this cryptocurrency price is not something that that makes sense, right? But it's very difficult because when it comes to crypto assets, and that's why some people always ask me that why don't I not trade, or why don't I not, like when my family members come to meet me and say how much should they put, I'm always like saying no, I don't want to collect anybody's money and all that, because when it comes to crypto, you have that benefit when it pumps, and you also have to be accountable to yourself when it dumps. And tokens like Solana, Ethereum, despite the potentials that they have, can actually look like scam tokens if you buy them at the wrong time. So that's why some people will come and say cryptocurrencies are scam, cryptocurrency is this. It's just all about your timing into the market and what you want to do with those tokens. That's another thing. When you're entering into crypto, you need to have like your reasons for entering into cryptocurrencies. You have to either have a long-term plan, or you are looking to just buy and get out or take advantage of the market. So that's why I always advise people that when it comes to crypto, you really need to have your plan. You need to know the reason why you are holding a crypto asset. It's just like when you're that's for people that are in developed countries. You look at stocks and like shares and all that. I think one of the mistakes that many people make is they think about stocks and they look at it as a short-term thing. Yeah, if you have the energy of being a day trader, you can actually do stock short-term. But when it comes to crypto, I think it's quite important that you are intentional about what you want to do. You want to either be, if you don't know anything about crypto, then it's better for you to be a long-term holder. And you can also do dollar cost average. For people that are in countries that their currencies are not stable, I would always advise you to convert your currencies to like USDT, because that's because USDT is like dollars, right? You are just literally keeping your money in dollars. I remember about 2 years ago when the price of Naira and dollar started misbehaving. Thankfully, I was always keeping most of my money in USDT. And in the space of 3 months, my assets actually increased because the price of Naira and dollar went from 400 to 800. So people that kept their money in USDT got more value for their Naira. Even though at the end of the day, inflation will increase. The spending, you end up using it to buy a lot of expensive things, right? But your money still keeps value. So that's it. Today we've already spoken about major parts. We've talked about markets, watch. We've done analysis on the market. We've seen what's happening in crypto. We've also had our token spotlights on Solana, which was sponsored by FS Crypto News. And I would always advise that you check FS Crypto News. They provide some of the best news in cryptocurrencies. You get a lot of value from them. And I think we are done for our live for today. It's been very great staying here with you, and I look forward to tomorrow where we talk about the beautiful world of cryptocurrencies. We talk about what's happening in the crypto market. And until next time, cheers.